So now that this came in, oh, by the way, I finished off the tire. It took a good amount of elbow grease, but damn it, I got it off. That shit was crazy. I mean, it started, I'm not even lying to you. If you could see, it started pulling off these little notches that are in here. It started pulling off the damn rubber. I don't know what that glue is made of, but Jesus, it is crazy. But anyway, got that prepped and ready so that when I get the tire letters in within, I think next week, I should be fine with that. Right now, I'm going to crack open the new wrap that I got. This ain't nothing special. Nothing special at all, actually. It's just simple gloss black wrap. Real simple. And it's I think it's 3 foot by 5 foot, which is just enough for what I need to kind of, if you can see it, you know what I mean? So 3 foot, I guess this is what, 5 foot, right? No, this is 3 foot. Yeah, so this is 3 foot. And then from here to here should be 5 foot, if I'm not mistaken. Oops. So yeah. So once I do that, I can layer this whole thing out. I'm gonna do it in several different pieces. Obviously I'm gonna start on this first because I have to buff and sand all this shit out. So I'm gonna put a new sander pad on my sander and just go to work until I get down to the metal, because a lot of this, you know, discolored, raised, oxidized material thing that's on top of the trunk, it's gonna show through the wrap. It is. So the best thing to do is to try to get it down to the metal on a flat surface so that you don't see all these little circles and raised areas, and you know, you want to make it look at least pretty decent. The trunk is fine. It doesn't have as much, it doesn't have really the discoloration and the crazy sun damage like the trunk. I mean, when I say the trunk, I mean the spoiler. The spoiler is not. So it's just discolored, which is funny because when you go right on the side, you get a nice shine right here. It's only on the top. You see that little Florida sun to do this to you when you leave your car out there too long, man. So the top part is discolored. Right here on the bottom is glossy, and it's, you know, smooth to the touch. So I should have enough wrapping to get the trunk by itself, get the spoiler by itself, I'm sorry, and get the trunk lid part by itself as well. I shouldn't or don't need to get this back area because this is still glossy. There's no discoloration or anything like that. So it's perfect. I don't have to do the whole thing, which I'm glad I don't, because then I would have had to try to either wrap around the logo or have to pull these emblems and logo stuff off, which I don't want to have to do. I do want to take off the Infiniti logo though, the Infiniti words. I just want the logo and just the G35 on the side. So I'll probably make another video on that at a later point, but I definitely want to take off the Infiniti words in the trunk. I think that kind of looks cool when it's just the Infiniti logo and that's it. But yeah, this right here, I'll probably end up starting tomorrow because it's about to rain right now and I don't want to have to deal with that, at least at this particular time. But yeah, I'll start all that tomorrow. And I think that'll be it for that. So I don't think they gave me no, God damn it. They didn't give me no, they didn't give me no blades or nothing free. So I ain't mad at it. I got a ton of blades and shit here, so I don't want to worry about that. But yeah, I'm excited, y'all. I'm excited. I'm really, really happy that I'm going to be entering this car into its first car show. I'm super excited because I think I can win. I can win something. I think they have a list of like 20 awards, something like that. That's just a number I'm throwing out, but it's gonna be dope. And if you are not following my social medias, y'all, do so, because that's where a lot of the information, if you are in the Central Florida area, it's gonna be in Orlando. So if you're in the Orlando area and you follow me or you watch my content, come out. I'll be out there. You know what I'm saying? It's a place called Dieselland Park. And like I say, follow my Instagrams. You guys you'll get the address, you'll get the the place of location, all that good stuff on there. So you guys could see, and you could just also, you know, message me on there too on the DMs, and we could chop it up. I try to answer all my DMs as much as possible. So, but yeah, hope you guys like that. But we're not done, because like I say, I still got to do the other part. So come tomorrow, through the magic of video editing, you guys would see me start now. All right, guys. So one of the other things that I just saw after I just finished riveting my front lip. If you didn't see that video, it's basically the video I show you guys, a quick tip on how to rivet car parts together or whatever. Specifically, my lower front lip. And as I'm doing that video, I'm looking at my Giala grill and I'm like, yo, this shit look kind of, I mean, it needs to definitely be repainted. Like, just look of all this. Like, this ain't like, this is just over time shit. I can wipe this down 1,001 times and it's gonna still look like this. It's very faded here. It has, its own little sense of water damage or whatever the case may be. Like, there's certain parts that are really nice and glossy, and then there's that, which again, as you guys saw from what I told you guys about my trunk, this is all being exposed to the sun. So all the stuff that's being exposed to the sun is just being tore up by the sun. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sand this as best I can. I'm gonna take a nice little low grit sander. I don't wanna leave any like hard sand marks. Take some sander. I'm gonna mask my infiniti emblem off from the elements. I got some painter's tape over there, and sand this off, and then prepare this to go to do some paint. All right, guys. So I went ahead and kind of masked off the emblem. I didn't want to mask it off too crazy. I didn't want to be all perfect because it doesn't need to be. The actual metal grill that's around here on the Giala grill is pretty good. Like, I don't see any chipping. I don't see any rusting or anything like that from when I first painted this thing. Majority of all the fading and the stuff is happening from the actual plastic itself. So I already started taking off some of my taking out some of my sandpaper. All right, guys, we are in day probably 3 or 4. You know me, the days string together so much, I don't even know what day it is, really. Yeah, we're gonna attack this. Finally gonna attack this. I'm going to basically use a painter's tape to block off this area here so that I don't end up by mistake sanding the back side of this diffuser piece. I'm gonna also prep the wing itself and kind of buff out some of the small imperfections on the the trunk and on the wing. Now I'm using, as you can see, my sander, but I'm also gonna be using 2 of these. So this is just a regular palm sander. You can reuse them. They come in like a different pack. I got these from Harbor Freight along with the actual sander I got. This one is almost like a Scotch Brite material. So let me kind of open it up for you guys. And this is probably gonna be the one that I'm gonna use for the wing, because I just wanna kind of get some of the surface impurities off. Like, as you can see, it has that surface nasty sunburnt look. Guys, so as you can see, and excuse if the fan is hitting the camera or whatever. As you can see, I masked off just the areas that I kind of wanted to mask off, because I didn't want the sander to be hitting these areas that I don't have to like get sanded off or anything like that, because it's pretty much the paint. I didn't want to kind of run into an issue where I kind of over sand, and then now I'm dipping into this area here, and now I got to figure out a way to kind of get this back to its, you know what I mean. You know why I would do this. So I sanded all the way around here and got all this taken care of. So now I'm gonna go ahead and start wiping this off just to prep it and going from there. Let's go. As you guys can see, just off of this right here, just off of what I just did, kind of wipe this off. Super dusty, look at that. Super dusty, but already, if you guys can, like, I wish there was like a way y'all could feel through the damn video, but this is smooth as shit. Like, we talking real smooth. And as you can see, this is what I'm trying to get to. I'm trying to get to the metal. I want this to be as smooth as possible. This obviously feels a little bumpy. Obviously, I didn't get to this other side. It feels a little bumpy. You can visually see the bumpiness on the trunk itself. You could see it. But this middle part, smooth as eggs. Like, I'm not even lying, smooth as hell. So I'm gonna get to the rest of this. That way you guys can, you know, see the process. I just showed you guys me sanding it. The one thing I want you guys to know, let me flip the camera around too. All right, the one thing I want you guys to know is, for anybody that has a vehicle, one, I want to definitely say, and I've said it before, and I'm hoping my fan ain't catching you guys in the thing. I want to say this: don't be afraid to do things like this to your car. Sometimes it's trial and error. Yeah, you're gonna mess up, especially if you don't have the experience. You're gonna mess up. It's inevitable. It's one of those things. But the beauty part about messing up is learning how to fix your mistakes. That's the beauty. That's what life is about. It's just, hey, I messed up, and you know, for the future, now I learned my lesson. Now I can attack this a different way. Don't be afraid, y'all. Don't be afraid. And matter of fact, again, I don't pretend to be some kind of crazy bodywork dude or a mechanic of any type. I just kind of trust in my common sense, right? And I trust in my ability to be, you know, to follow either directions or see or find other ways around the directions that I can be able to use. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what you got to do. Like, I'm on YouTube. I'm on, you know, the different forums that I'm on to figure out different ways to do things. And I don't want to make this video, right, this particular segment, too long, but just know the stuff that I'm doing to my car. Like I say, one, it's my car. I'm not gonna make it look ugly. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna do something that's so terrible that I'm like, oh my God, what did I do? You know what I mean? You just have to believe in you. Believe in you. That's really all it's about. Believe in you. Once you do that, you're good. Once you start having fear and doubt and you start looking like, oh man, should I do it? I'm so scared to do it. Oh, I'm so scared to do it. Don't do it. I promise you, don't do it, because that fear is just gonna breathe into more things, and you're just gonna mess up inevitably, right? You gotta speak it into existence. I am gonna do this. I am gonna fix this. It's gonna look dope. It's gonna be fresh. It's gonna be something I've never done before, but you know what? I'm gonna learn something from it. I'm gonna learn a skill from it. That's all that matters. So take that how you will, and this is what this channel is all about, taking chances. So let's go, guys.